Suckers try to battle, but they get their heads burst. Suckers try to battle, but they get their heads burst. Suckers try to battle, but they get their heads burst. Suckers try to battle, but they get their heads burst. Suckers try to battle, but they get their heads burst. Suckers try to battle.
Alright, yo, what up, everybody? It's just breaking episode 33, and yo, we got a special guest, bro. We got Trust Real, yo. What's good, bro?
What up, what up?
Yo, what's good?
What's going on, guys?
Yo, this guy's making big moves in the breaking scene, yo. Yo, he's gonna come out with something really big for everyone.
Well, I'm trying. Yeah, my little something. You know.
Yeah, true. Yo,
Yeah,
so,
yo.
Mhm.
What's up?
Yeah, so I guess before we get to that, yo, so like, yo, tell us about like your breaking career, yo. Like, how did you get into breaking?
Yeah.
So, I started actually doing graffiti first. I did that for I was always like one of those kids that drew in school, and then eventually I got influenced to draw graffiti, and then as I did more research on graffiti, I learned about hip-hop and the other elements, and I was a broke kid, so I just dove into whatever was free. DJing, I couldn't do that. I can't afford turntables. So the next best thing, all I need is a floor, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try breaking and stuff. But that's basically how I got into it, and I got into it through a homie from middle school who actually taught a class, and it was terrible. It was the most terrible B-boy class ever. But eventually that actually got me to go on stage for the first time. And just feeling that crowd reaction was like, I've never had that type of attention before, because I was kind of more of like an introvert. You know what I'm saying? So like feeling that love was like, holy shit, from the stage, crowd of women just cheering for you.
Hell yeah.
We all know that's how it starts, bro. But when we keep on doing it, yo, you realize you don't get any of that from breaking, yo.
And then eventually that whole thing, you get over the whole crowd cheering thing, and then as an artist, you become more about the craft of your dance, and all that stuff, and being original and coming up with shit like that. And I had a small crew that I vibed with, and luckily there was a local jam in the area that happened periodically, so I can keep getting inspired, because I'm from like Silver Spring, Maryland. It's not like a big city or anything. But there was an event called Breakers Delight that actually happened like every few months, and that was a place where I was able to network more and grow with the DMV scene a lot more, and that's how I progressed. And I danced for about altogether probably like 10, 11 years,
True.
And then I evolved, and then I got into other aspects of hip hop, like producing and rapping and all that shit.
True, yo. We're gonna transition to that like near the end of that, but then like I guess first off, yo, what was your breaker name?
Oh man. So from the very, very beginning, it was Drunken Monkey.
Nice. There's a Drunken Monks crew. Well, I guess monkey different.
Yeah.
There's a Drunken Monks crew in Toronto.
And plus, I was like a noob. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know any names. So I was like, "This is what I'm."
Just sounded cool. Yeah, hell yeah.
It sounded cool at the time, and then eventually it evolved into Demo, and being that first name is David, and then Drunken Monkey, the acronyms, and Mo is basically a DC thing. So like Demo, put it together. Fuck it, that's what I was rolling with, and it was easier, rolled off the tongue a little better. And nobody had it, so I was like, all right, I'll roll with that. And then that's how
nice,
I rolled for a while.
Now, the reason why I asked is I wanted to ask this question as well, yo. So for all of you who've watched what grinds my gear from Strife TV?
Grinds my gears back in the day, like bro, 7 years ago.
Do you still hate kids, yo?
I fucking hate kids. I'm a b-boy and I hate kids. I'm a negative motherfucker. I want to see some b-boys. I want to work on jackhammers. That's what I go to a jam for. Not to see some little fuck running around my goddamn cipher.
You saw kids in the cipher.
Yo, for all of you don't know, man, yo, this guy was in the famous Strife TV clip for what grinds my gear. Yo, tell him what you said if you remember.
I just remember I was just ranting. Mind you, I was probably intoxicated. I was immature, so I was basically just cursing out or just ranting and talking about how I hated how kids who didn't know what they were doing, just going into ciphers and doing bullshit and the same thing over and over again, trying to get the same applause,
Butt spins?
and
yo, what do you know about butt spins?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they're doing the little butt spins. They just roll around on the floor, and everyone's like, "Woo, yeah, go ahead!" And then they go back again and do the same. And then it gets redundant, and I get kind of pissed off. And I'm like, "Yo, I'm trying to get in here," But you
Yeah.
look like a bully if you try to push a little baby out the way.
Everyone wants to kick them damn kids out the damn cipher, but you don't want to be that guy who kicks the damn kids out the damn cipher.
I don't want to be that guy, but that message was more for the parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, get your kid out the fucking cipher. Like, we don't want to see this. Like, he got his applause, he got his props, his boost of confidence. I get the fuck out. That's kind of like
do it the one time.
Yo,
The one time is
uh,
enough, okay? Yeah,
yo.
you don't need to go in 3, 4, 4, or 5 times for 2 minutes straight.
Yo, follow up,
Yeah,
bro.
we get
exactly.
Yo, did you end up getting those jackhammers you wanted?
I never got that. Actually, you know what? I did. For a short amount of time, I did get those jackhammers. But then I got more into like air flares and elbow air flares, and that's when I was like, yeah, fuck
yo,
a jackhammer.
slow down, yo.
Yeah, that's a lot
Jackhammers to
better.
elbow air
That's a lot
flares,
better.
damn, yo. Yo, chill.
I mean,
Alright.
that shit is like amateur nowadays. Like the things that I've
Yeah.
seen people do, like air flares are like minimum standard minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
it's crazy what people
Yeah.
are doing nowadays.
Yo, especially when you
Yeah, I
travel
know
around
all
like
about
the Asia
doing that.
countries, yo, the less fortunate countries, bro. The more less fortunate they are, bro, the more crazy power they have. That's why I'm seeing.
Probably they got more time on their hands to practice and put training into it.
Mhm.
And hopefully that brings them success with that.
Yo, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So now before you get
Speaking-
into like, okay, go James.
Oh, well, okay. Well, speaking of clips, we saw that we found you on Instagram. Some of the homies at LOZ, they reposted your oh shit, they reposted your clip.
Yeah.
You're doing a documentary about breaking.
Yes, I am. I'm
Yeah,
actually.
and me being a connoisseur of breaking documentaries, I can't fucking wait. I love them.
Yo, this is
Oh, I
gonna be
Can't
huge.
get enough.
Especially it's on
So,
a hot topic, yo. Breaking the Olympics. That's like gonna be the future for breaking.
Hell yeah.
So here's the thing about that. Like, being that I've been looking around, talking to a lot of b-boys for interviews and stuff like that,
hmm
there is a lot of other documentaries being in the making right now. So competition right now is kind of up there. So
Mhm.
what I have to do with my documentary, besides just telling the story of how b-boying got into the Olympics, I'm pretty sure there's like 4 other documentaries already being made like that. And I have to find a different angle. I have to make it different.
Mhm.
So being that like I'm always kind of just about like the gritty underground raw type of vibe in terms of really anything that I do, whether it's style, whether it's the music I listen to, stuff like that. I'm going to try to capture the gritty aspect of it. Like, sure, I'm going to tell the story, the general story of how we got from the streets of New York to the Olympics. But the main story of the characters, it
Yes.
evolves around like one of their, like a main obstacle, a big obstacle that they have to conquer in order to continue. Perfect example is B-girl Jilu. I'm actually going to fly out to Berlin
from
next
Ger-
week to
yeah.
interview her. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with her story that she put out, but she had an incident,
Oh,
and
yes,
I mean,
yes, I remember. Yeah.
Mhm.
yes. So so the fact that she had to conquer that, that could have traumatized anybody. That could have traumatized her from going to jams
Mhm.
or continuing with this with dancing or whatever. It could have traumatized her if she was like a weaker person. But
Mhm.
fortunately for her, she wasn't. She put it out there. She spoke about it. She continued to dance, and she continues to thrive. You know what I'm saying? So
Hell
that's
yeah.
just one. I mean, that story's already out there, and I kind of covered it in the trailer. So, but that's like one side of the story from a female's perspective.
Mhm.
Then there's a person of color, a person who's not from a lower socioeconomic standing, or someone from a very high economic standing. We want to see the stories from different aspects and their stories while this journey is happening. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is contributing to this to this scene going up there. And I wanted to really pinpoint and highlight some of the darker aspects of the journey.
That's a good angle too, because most people won't like people that are like that aren't in the scene. They're gonna focus more on the surface level of it, not like the actual story. And that's like a good angle for you to approach it at.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to do, because I gotta approach it differently, because I know that there's other documentaries that's on its way. Like BBC
Oh,
recently
yeah,
just released a documentary on it like a couple days ago. So it's like,
Really?
holy
Damn.
shit. Yeah,
Ooh,
I
gotta find that.
saw. I think it was an audio version. I only saw the audio version. There might be a video to it, but it just sounded like an audio version to me.
Mhm.
It looked like a podcast, but that's just
Oh,
what I
yeah?
saw. Yeah, so you can check it out. I mean, BBC it just released it like literally a few days ago.
Mhm. Damn.
But yeah, that's the documentary that I'm doing, and hopefully it's it's a success. The point of it is to just basically educate people that's out there who's in the scene and out the scene. You know what I'm saying? It's not just for us. It's for because it covers societal issues. So hopefully it spreads out to society as well. The general. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah, so I guess going back to this now, like a lot of hardcore b-boys, they're kind of like on and off about the ideas of breaking the Olympics, because like the argument is breaking a sport or an art, and I feel like from like because we've also talked about breaking in the Olympics many times in our podcast, and the opinion is very usually like split. So I guess in your opinion, like what is your stance on that? Like is breaking an art or like a sport, or like in terms of like its representation in the Olympics?
Well, it's both, because it's athletic, right? I mean, you think about it, the moves that a lot of the gymnasts do in the Olympics are already, we already be doing that. You know what I'm saying? And, when you think of
Fighters.
sports, you think of like getting points, right? Usually people think of linear things like a ball going into a hoop or a ball passing the goal line, and that's what establishes a point, But when you think of the Olympics, there's like I don't know what it's called, but besides the gymnast stuff, there's like the flips and the dancing. There's some other stuff that's already in the Olympics that's very similar to b-boying. We just have additional moves and original moves that judges can't judge really on. You know what I'm saying? Like they have like a set of moves that they do, and they're judged by it. Like that's it. They have names for it and everything, just like we do. But the fact that we also have like intricate footwork that doesn't even have names to it, things that we've never seen that only certain b-boys do or certain b-girls do, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be people outside can't grasp that judging system. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing it ever since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? We know how to judge footwork. We know how to judge originality and creativity. But I think it's just people from the outside having trouble grasping what that is. But I feel like it's both. It's an art and it's a sport. You come up with the moves, and you can make and you got to earn your points for it.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's basically our viewpoint of it as well. It's like two things, because like the competition side, again, you're like competing against someone. That's like the sports aspect of it, and like obviously the cipher, practice on that's the art aspect of it, like the creation of moves and whatnot.
Yeah, like people, when it comes to gymnastics, you have a set of moves that you have to practice, because this is what the judges like to see or whatever. But when it comes to b-boying or breaking, you try to do moves that no one's seen before. You know what I'm saying? So there's the difference. And hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully the everyone as a whole can see this as a come up. You know what I'm saying? I get it. People are afraid that, breaking might lose its culture because, they might have to resort to what the people from the outside can receive, like spinning on their head, windmills, power, all the stuff that people like to clap for. But as long as we don't lose sight of the importance of foundation, footwork, style, and flavor, and all that stuff, I think we'll be all right.
100%.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, that's got to be. No, going on you.
Now,
You can tell this is a really professional podcast.
we always cut each other off, yo. That's a good synergy for this.
Go on, Eric. My bad.
No, it's all good. So I wanted to ask. So now you mentioned the documentary. You're gonna talk about Gilu's aspect and about like the sexism and the harassment aspect. Now another like big part about breaking the Olympics is like the politics of it, because like even when you go to a local jam, or like any jam for that matter, there's always going to be a little bit of politics on it. So I'm just wondering, for the documentary, are you going to be like covering like that aspect of it as well? Because I know that is a little bit harder, because like it really depends on the people you're talking to and whatnot.
I mean, absolutely. I'm definitely going to talk about politics. Anything you can think of that's negative in the scene, I'm going to highlight. or I'm gonna
Oh,
try
yeah?
to
Ooh,
do
yeah,
the best that I can.
that's what's gonna make this documentary amazing because like as a
Yeah.
b-boy, there's so many things that the people don't see that aren't breakers that are in this culture. Like for example, like I think politics is one of the biggest, and of course the harassment because there's the lack of b-girls in the scene and whatnot. But the fact that you're
Mhm.
covering this, it's gonna this is gonna blow up, especially if the right people are promoting it and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's in the description of my website. It's www.breakingbarriers.com.
Mhm.
Breaking
Mhm.
Barriers doc.com, and it explains basically all the things that it highlights. It's the politics, sexual harassment, that's the legal disputes. I don't know if you heard. There's a whole situation with the judging system and a
Oh.
copyright issue.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So
I actually don't know. Like, can you
Yeah,
explain
I've
James
heard a little bit.
Trust?
Yeah, can you please explain?
okay, so there's a judging system, right, for the Olympics, right, for the breaking committee. They figured out a way to judge it, I guess, the best way that they can. And there is a dancer out here in California, and he said that he owns the copyrights to this judging system,
Huh.
and he wants to be included in the breaking committee. I'm not sure
Mhm.
because I wasn't very familiar with like the West Coast scene that much, so I don't know how big of a name he has. But apparently, I mean, he wasn't selected to be a part of the committee, and he wants to actually, um, he wants to, I guess he wants to be a part of it, and he's like saying like, dude, like I own the copyrights to this, this judging system. I should be able to have a piece of my pie. And I don't know the legalities. I don't know
Mhm.
anything about it. That's why I want to talk to him about it so he
Mhm.
can explain everything. Um, and so that way we can all get an understanding of where he's coming from. And that's kind of another thing I wanted to do is even though there are bad, like there are victims in this
Mhm.
situation, I kind of also want to talk about get views from the other side as well.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
of course.
And um, I mean, I'm not gonna like interview the person that attacked Jilu or anything. I'm definitely not gonna do anything like that. But it's
Mhm.
like so when it comes to things that are not as sensitive as that, I want to get both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, now you mentioned that about the like people trying to get into committee. Like again, like in Canada, we also have like that. I remember like hearing about like some things about that as well. So like, I feel like every country's gonna have that issue of like having certain members wanting to be in the committee because that committee is the
Uh,
people that are gonna decide who's gonna be. That's probably gonna decide who's gonna be representing the country. So that's gonna be like a power position that most
Yeah.
people are gonna want to be in.
yeah,
So that's gonna be
and
an
that's what
Yeah, there's
interesting
one
aspect.
there's one group in Canada that has like they're part of like the Breaking Committee of Canada, and there's a
uh-huh.
couple like other like people members who've been around for a long time, and they feel like kind of slighted that they weren't a part of it, and like
Mhm.
I don't know, I'm not really sure about it, and I don't want to get sure about it, you know, but
And, and
yeah,
and
man.
that's the thing. Like I'm not 100% sure about this either. Like
Mhm.
about
Yeah,
I'm not because it's very new to all of us. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I think
yeah.
the only people who really know are the people in the committee, and I'm not even sure if they know what they're doing while they're up there. And that's the kind of the reason why I'm reaching out to people in the committee to interview. I have
Mhm.
El Nino. He's
Oh yeah.
confirmed to do an interview,
What's
and
that?
Shout
actually
out.
one of my homies, duo from LOZ, he's part of. I think he's part not of the committee. I think he's part of like the media or media committee of.
Mhm.
I'm not exactly sure what he's with, but he's down to interview too. So I'm trying to get a little more of an inside scoop of what's going on, so maybe
Mhm.
we can understand from their standpoint. Looking from where they're standing and their position.
True. So I guess a quick question. So Canada, like the breaking scene is like nowhere near as big as the U.S. So like in Canada, there's like certain people, like a few amount of people representing all of Canada, like this committee. I'm just wondering, since the scene is so huge, like how many people, like would you know like a more detail about that committee? Because I can't imagine like there being it being a small team because there's so many like the L.A. scene, the Florida scene, the New York scene. There's just too many people not to include in this committee.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't have any information on that. I have no idea. I mean, that's the reason why I'm doing these interviews, so I can learn and understand
Yeah.
how they're operating while they're up there. But at this moment, I couldn't even answer that question. I have no idea.
True, yo, that's like, oh man, that's like another way to approach it, dude. There's just so many things, so much potential with this documentary.
There's so
yo.
much.
Holy
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but the thing is, you can't just throw a bunch of shit like on
Yeah.
a documentary. You know,
Yeah,
I need
yeah,
You gotta put it into
tell
like
the
an hour and a
story or some
half.
sort.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I don't even want it to be that long, like hour and a half. Like I was trying to just keep it at a solid hour. But then like so I mean, as you do a documentary, it's not like a script and it's solid and that's what you stick to. You know, as the more interviews you do, the more things that pop up, you gotta capture it. Oh shit, this just happened. Let me go interview these people. So it's like it's always changing, and that's kind of the biggest challenge of this documentary. Like I have my idea, I have who I want to interview, but then things can change. And you know, if things change, I want to go, or something happens, I got to go interview that, and I want to include that. Then I might have to shift the story a bit, and that's shifting the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So with that being said, like I forgot where I was going with that. But
It's all good. Just in
yeah,
case in case people don't know, what is the name again? Just we're gonna name drop it 1,000
Yeah,
times.
we're gonna have all the links and whatnot on our YouTube and on the site as well.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's a Breakin Barriers, the documentary.
Breaking Barriers, son. Breaking Barriers, the documentary. So
Yep.
I have a question. I don't. This is this one documentary. Fucking since I started breaking back in 2008, like it's been in the works since before me, and like it finally came out maybe 3-4 years ago. Called All Out War. I think Ness was in it. Casper was it? Yeah, Casper I believe was in it. I think Machine was in it.
Yeah.
Diz, and like it was in the works for so long. It took so long for it to come out that the guy had to resend out waivers for people to sign off on because
really?
like they expired.
Wow.
So, yeah, it took a long ass time for it to come out. It took over 10 years. But what are some of the challenges that you were facing doing this documentary?
Oh, for one, it is definitely raising the funds. I've never really done anything like this before. I've never crowdfunded, and I absolutely hate asking for money, like for donations. I fucking hate doing that. Like, I'm not built like that to ask for money. I can ask for help. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem asking for help. You know what I'm saying? But like, hey, would you like to donate? That's why I try to do like the streaming thing. And asking for donations, I'm not doing that no more. Like, I just can't ask for it, you know. But also at the same time, I can't raise that money myself. If I could, I'd pay off my student loans. But since I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to actually go out there, out of my comfort zone, and be like, hey, I'm doing this passion project. Can you, you know, if you can donate anything, I'd appreciate it. You know, I have perks here that you can get. You know, I'm trying to access all the things that I've grown up with. Like, for one of the perks, I have like graffiti, like I draw you a piece, you know, B-boy class for beginners, all that. Anything that's like I have in my back or up my sleeve, I'm throwing out there on all the perks. So that's also going to be a challenge. If enough people do it, you know, I'm gonna have to do a lot of classes or do a lot of drawing or doing a lot of all those type of things for the perks, you know. Another one is the fact that I hate flying. I get so much anxiety off that shit,
100%.
and I have to fly to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was gonna fly. I was gonna fly people to me, but you know, my co-producer, she was telling me that you should go over there to get footage of their home and their scenery and all that shit.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, so it makes it look more interesting that way, especially if you're just watching casually. But the flights, I think, is kind of one of the biggest things, because like I hate flying, and flying from the West Coast to like Europe is like so much longer.
Yeah, that's a trip. Yeah, damn.
Yeah, so going to Berlin's gonna be weird. I'm gonna have to, I don't know, pop some, knock me out.
Your melatonin and all that good stuff.
Melatonin,
Yeah.
that's what I was looking for.
Melatonin, some medicinal.
Some melanin, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, I
But,
on that flight. That flight's a bitch, bro.
Yeah, it is. So that's kind of the challenge, and also the fact that like this is my like first big project that I'm taking on. So I'm not gonna be here, and I'm not gonna stand here and say that I'm a professional or whatever. I do have like experience in professional settings because I'm an editor. That's what I do. That's what pay the bills. But so I do have an understanding of how putting, you know, the visuals together, making it look good, and all that stuff. but the fact that it's you know, a whole story, and you know, producing it, getting all these people together, getting the crew, and managing the finances, doing the fundraising, all this stuff is new to me. So like that's a challenge all on its own, you know. So of course I'm not doing this alone. I have a co-producer who has experience. I have a lot of friends who have experience who's consulting. So, you know, I'm in good hands. But
Team.
I do try to be more hands-on than ask for any assistance.
True.
Oh
So those
yeah.
are my
Hey, we'll ask money for you though. We'll ask money for you. If you don't want to ask for
we're trying to
money.
get the power of Toronto into your hands, yo. We'll try our best. Yo. We're small
Oh
fish,
man,
but-
I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I
As
appreciate
long
that,
as there's
guys.
something for the community, like for the community working for the community, you gotta support, man. So that's why we wanted to have you on.
Oh
And
man,
shit.
that means a lot, man.
100%.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that a
no
lot.
problem.
Yeah, it's
Because I'm here that's dreading this shit. Like, oh my god, I got to ask. Like, I got to like go through every person on my phone, every person on Instagram, every person on Facebook, and I had to be like, hey, I haven't spoke to you in 7-8 years, but can I have some
Yeah.
money for this project I'm doing? Like,
Damn.
I had to like finagle it, but it's you know, it is what it is. But you know, people have been donating, so and people are pretty
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
pretty cool about it. So
we're
I'm
gonna donate ourselves too, yo. I actually really want to see this documentary. This is gonna be like really big for the scene.
Oh,
Yeah.
I appreciate that, guys. I don't think you understand how much I appreciate that, and this for this whole interview too. I appreciate it a lot.
Oh yeah.
100%,
Dude, yeah,
yo.
I just saw like the first like not even the whole thing. I saw like the first 30 seconds of like the trailer, and I'm just like, yo, we gotta have this. I sent Eric a message like, yo, get this man on the fucking thing,
Yo,
bro.
100%,
Get him
dude.
on.
Yo, this is freaking huge,
Yo,
dog.
right
Let's
away.
go, yo.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Speaking of-
And I think you saw
speaking
it
of-
on Instagram.
Oh yeah. I saw it like on Donkey's thing. I saw it on like all like a bunch of LOZ mans. All the DMV guys. Shout out to Ryan Porter. I saw it on his thing. Speaking of editors, saw it on one of the
Yeah.
Porters'
Shout out to all of them.
Instagrams. Yeah, man.
Shout out to those guys, man. The crew is that's why they crew, man. They've always had my back and shit. And I appreciate them so much.
Oh yeah.
Damn, yo. Your gym
Speaking
team-
of documentaries, also, I keep cutting this man off,
No,
bro.
go.
Speaking of documentaries, also, what is your favorite breaking documentary or hip hop documentary or in general documentary?
Mhm.
And well, like breaking and like hip hop documentaries didn't really capture me like that. Like
Oh,
I just
yeah?
saw them as like educational and whatever. But like
Yeah.
the documentaries that I really like to see, it's like of murders and shit like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
The dark side of things,
like
baby.
some creepy stuff. Like like dark things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm bringing the dark side of b-boying, you know, out in this documentary. But like, there was one about the what is it? I saw on Netflix. It was the LA hotel where there was a lady. Her body was found in
Cecil?
the water tower. Yes, Cecil
Oh.
Hotel. There you go. That documentary on
Yeah.
Netflix. That's the type of shit I love watching.
Mhm.
I love watching that
Oh
shit.
yeah. The
So-
one in LA about the
so, yeah.
that one, the 666. There's a one serial killer in the 70s in LA. I can't remember the guy's name. I don't remember the guy's name. He's a piece of shit. But it was on
Yeah.
Netflix. I can't remember it. But that one was sick.
I know who you're talking about. He was a guy who like he would like apparently all the girls loved him and he even
Yeah.
like
Is it
rape the
No,
women
no,
and
no.
rape the kids.
Let me find it. All right.
And he got
But yeah,
caught
man.
because
Yeah.
the whole neighborhood banned
Yeah, the whole neighborhood. Yeah.
Richard Ramirez.
Okay, so
Yeah, the whole
talking
neighborhood
about
stomped his ass
same
out.
thing.
Damn.
Yes. Okay, we talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Same guy. I forgot the name of the guy in the movie, but or the name of the film. But they had that type of shit. I love watching.
The dark side, bro. Yo, that's why.
I saw it.
Forget the eyes.
One of the favorite documentaries I personally love is like Fresh as Kids. Like when I started, I was like, for me and my crew, that's like to get in, you have to watch that at least twice.
Yo, Bboy Planet,
Mhm.
and that too.
Yeah. Fresh as Kids kind of is a little outdated now because a certain somebody's promoted a lot on it, and that person should not be part of the B-Boy scene no more. I'm not gonna say his name.
Here's the thing about all those documentaries. The reason, like, I seen them when I was young, and I don't even remember them like that. That's the reason why I don't know why they never stuck to me. But things like that those two other films we just mentioned on Netflix, those things stuck to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or things like, or was it Social Dilemma?
Oh,
Those
Social
type of
Dilemma,
like,
yeah.
like those type of documentaries, like it just gets my mind going. You know what I'm saying? It just it just makes me, because I guess it's because it focuses on the human mind, right? Social Dilemma focuses on the human mind. That killer guy, it focuses on his mind and how he operated, which is weird. And then it focuses on the police's mind and how they try to find out how that woman got into that water tower. It's just like when it focuses on like the mind, you know, if it's like an educational documentary, that's fine. But like for some reason, those other types really latch on to me.
Yeah, I found it. It's called
Hopefully,
Night
I can
Stalker.
do something like this.
The Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, right?
Yeah, the Night Stalker. Yeah.
And it sounds familiar, yo, frick.
Yeah. Fuck that guy, bro. Fuck him, bro.
That's the guy.
Fuck all of them, yo.
Yeah, I fucking hated him.
Yeah, man. Recently, I've been watching like a bunch of like YouTube docs, like not even docs, just like YouTube like kind of things. Like this one channel called Coffee House Crime, and he says, and recently he just talks about like murders that happen, a lot of them in Asia, but he's been doing a couple on like incels. And he's been talking about the one guy. There's the one in LA, and then there's the one in Toronto of like the guy who just tries to commit mass murder because he can't get laid. And it's like, how the fuck is your mind like that? It's like, that's so crazy. It's like, it's just so it's like so like I'm glued to it because I'm like, how, bro? Like you can get laid in any way possible. It's like, I don't know, man.
You got the money,
it's
just
just,
do it.
I guess he's just he's entitled. I guess I don't know. His mom told him that he was handsome too much. I don't know.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. I don't know, man.
That's how it is,
but
yo.
let's talk.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like that shit captures, it latches onto your head. It makes you focus, even though you hate this guy. You don't even want to, you know, see this dude, but you just so curious on how his mind works and why. Why did not getting laid go to killing a bunch of fucking people? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, that shit is wild, and that shit's interesting to learn about,
bro. That's crazy.
100%, yo, damn, son.
But yeah.
So let's transfer to something more positive, bro.
Sure. Yo, so we actually don't have our Zoom Pro membership no more. So yo, it's all good if we just reinvite you again because we only have 40 minutes. Yo, you know, B-boys, yo, we're hella cheap, yo.
We're back on the low budget thing right now.
Is it okay if I reinvite you to the Zoom call? Because then right now, like, because they only give you a 40-minute limit on Zoom. Yo, you know B-boy things die.
Yo, anything for the community, bro. Go ahead. You can do that.
Yo, we're gonna donate you extra amount for that, yo. All right, yo, listeners, yo, we'll be back, yo. We'll be talking about.
We'll be right back.
From transitioning from the breaking career to the music career, baby. Let's go. We'll be back.
Oh yeah, started. We back? We back from our taxes, yo. All right.
Go, baby.
All right. So we're back from our broke-ass difficulties, our financial difficulties.
It's all good, man.
So we're gonna leave off on a new positive note because we were talking about some stuff, some darker stuff. But you're a true artist. Oh? Yeah, we'll make it more better. But so you are a true artist. So you've got we saw your history of True Real and Trust Real, and we saw you rap. You battle rapped. You have a couple albums. I listened to them and when I was in class today. I actually feeling a lot of your stuff. It's refreshing to hear some positive music, you know, and even someone talking about themselves in music, you know. Not bullshit.
Money and bitches, yo. You know how the music game is now.
Yeah. I mean, I got a little I appreciate both. You know, sometimes it's time to get silly. You know what I'm saying? You want to flex sometimes, but you know, I like to keep it positive for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't pull it up right now, but there was the one album. It was a light blue. I can't. The names, honestly, me personally with names is legit trash. But there was the blue album. It was a blue and whitish album, and it was the whole story was you and a girl pretty much. And I was and I was just taking it in. I didn't have it on sequential. It was on shuffle, but I could kind of still take it in that it was oh, you're like, this is like a story with you and a girl, the whole thing, the whole album kind of.
Oh,
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that was pretty fresh. It's like, it was like an actual, like a piece of
So
work, you know?
stories
It wasn't
about-
like,
Mhm.
yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, you said blue and white. I think it might have been something for her too.
Yeah. That's
probably.
the one. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the where did you look at it? Like on
It was on Spotify. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's something for her too. Yeah, it's basically it was a sequel to like a mixtape that I did back in 2011, and apparently
Mhm.
that had the most love out of everything I put out, and apparently a bunch of people was asking for a two or a sequel or whatever, and I was like, all right, I'll just do that, and yeah.
Yeah,
That was-
and I
that
think
was
it
cool,
was Stories that came out. Sorry.
So I guess going back to this, so what made you want to transition from the breaking scene to the music business? Because they're like kind of
Oh, Plants. That's the word. That's the song. Plants. Yeah, Plants was dope. I like that song.
I appreciate it, thank you.
Yeah. So how'd you get into like battle rapping? How'd you transfer into that?
Well, battle rapping was because I was battling as a b-boy. So when I got into rap, there was battles all the time in high school. So I would just love being there, watching and listening for the punchlines and the jokes and stuff. So that's how I became interested in rap. But then I didn't know how to. And then my boy, shout out to Jeremy, he actually convinced me to freestyle. And I was like, it was the most awkward fucking thing ever, dude. I was terrible, but it gave me the confidence, like, oh, I just did it. Like I rapped like, I don't know, 6 bars or some shit, and I was like, holy shit, I can rap. And I kept going with it, and and I just like anything that I do, I just put my 1,000% into it and try to develop my skill in that art. At the same time, I was b-boying already, but I kind of already understood b-boying, and I knew how to break and all that shit. So I was just, that's cool. But this one was this piece of art was like something I honed in on and tried to like perfect, and it took a while, but what I'm saying, eventually I got it. But then at the b-boy jams that I went to, there was rap battles. So I battle at the jams, but then for fun I'd go and battle at the jams too, as the MC. And and then sometimes like I didn't realize that there were a lot of trash rappers out there. So I was off of some cheap Bobo ass punchlines, be like, oh, your shoes don't match your shirt, that type of stuff, and people go crazy. You're like, oh shit, I'm getting left with it.
Yo, you're Asian, right?
Yeah, I'm Vietnamese.
Dude, yo, like I swear, battle rap, bro. Like I swear, Asians, like, dude, like it's easy for people to like come up with some bullshit on the spot for Asian mans, yo, because Asian mans get like, there's the most negative stereotypes for us.
Oh yeah, we get trash, but the thing is, that's why like rappers like Jin, when he first came on the scene,
I want to ask you, MC Jin, yeah.
he had those rebuttals ready. He was waiting for it because it's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, I actually battled Jin once.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
dude,
shit.
Yo, was it that Bin Laden line that I remember seeing your thing? Because I remember hearing this line before.
Yes, no, that wasn't me battling Jin. He wasn't there that night, but it was at a Hot Import Nights, and I battled the whole roster, and I beat everybody. I mean, I'm not saying I'm great because everyone was just trash. I was just better trash, but like, but then like Jin was hosting it. You know what I'm saying? He was the MC of the battles, and then he was like, "All right, you're the winner of the thing, and what you get is to battle me." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And and I fucking choked. I couldn't come up with nothing because he's Asian. It's like whatever he says to him, it applies to me too. You know what I'm saying? Like you got your fat jokes, you got your skinny jokes, you got your short jokes, you got whatever those punchlines are in the back of your head that you hold on to, depending on who you battle. But Jin's just like a replica of me on stage, so I'm just like, I can't say Asian jokes because I'm Asian. I can't say any short jokes because I'm short. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so that's why I was just like, I don't know what to fucking say. I was like, you fucking whack, dude. Like, that's all I
Well, I didn't even watch 106 in Park.
Dude, I want to see this battle, bro. What the fuck? This is hilarious.
Yeah, so he roasted me, and but after a while, I kept losing battles. I was like, this ain't for me. And I started realizing that like making records could make a bigger impact. Because I understand what after going into graffiti and breaking, I understand what hip hop really meant. You know what I'm saying, and what it's there for. And I felt like I can make a bigger difference with a voice rather than a windmill or a graffiti piece. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I started rapping, and I've been doing that for like 15 years. Damn. And I get my love here and there, but it's just like, it seems like it's not working out. So I'm trying to film thing, and I feel like if I can't make an impact with my voice, put an impact with everyone else's.
That's dope, man.
Yo, dude, that's freaking
That's sick. That's so sick that you're into like so many different fields, man. I wish I can't draw for shit. I can barely talk on a podcast, let alone fucking rap. That part of it.
Yo, the last step, bro. Yo, you're gonna DJ, yo. That's the last element.
Yeah, you gotta start DJing to get the fucking floor.
You're gonna take Flag's job, yo. Take Flag's job.
Yeah,
let's go.
I don't know.
You'll get all the infinity stones of hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should try to DJ someday, but like I said, it goes back to the reason why I never did it in the first place, because I don't feel like I can afford a pair of turntables and a mixer and all those records and put all that time into it. I'm getting old, man. I can't. I don't have that much time to do any more exploring things. So this film thing is something I gotta go all in.
True.
Oh yeah.
This is the magnum.
I can't wait.
Life, yo. Let's go.
Yeah, yo, it's gonna be sick, man. Hopefully it comes out soon.
I hope so. Yeah, so I guess like what do you think would be the timeline for this documentary? Like when do you think you would want to like have it out? Like would you say before the Paris Olympics?
Definitely before.
Yeah.
Because I mean, here's the thing. Like, I do have, if I wanted to, right? I could probably get it done. I mean, I just have to max out my credit cards and shit like that.
Oh,
but
snap, yo.
I can get it done if I wanted to, but I do not want to put myself in that situation.
Please don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So with the timeline, if depending on how often people donate and stuff like that. I mean, that all depends on me and how hard I hustle, right? It depends on how much work I put in, how much time I put into it, how effective I am and efficient I am. I want to get at least all the shooting done within the next year, because there's a lot of people on the East Coast I can just drive up to and interview. People on the West Coast I can just drive up and interview. You know what I'm saying? The only people that might take a little bit of time to plan out is like people that's out of the country, people in Asia, people in Europe. The thing is, I was supposed to go to Japan to interview I forgot their names. Ayumi?
Oh, Ayumi. Yeah,
oh, true, yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to interview her, or is that a crew name, or is that one of them?
Body Carnival? Yeah, so Yumi's in a
Body Carnival. There you go. Yeah, I was supposed to interview them, and but Japan's not allowing people in their country.
Right, strict, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can barely get the Olympics in there.
Yeah. So that is so with all that being said, I want to get at least the shooting done within the next year and a half, and then just give it a nice full year for the editing. I'm definitely going to put my hands on it. I'll probably do the assistant editing on it, basically placing everything where I want it to be. I'm very hands-on, and I have a particular way of everything needing to be how I envision it. So I'll probably do it myself, but then have other professionals touch it up with the color, touching up with any type of effects if they need it, anything like that, or just tightening it up. But I'll probably do most of the work myself, and plus that'll probably save a lot on the budget anyway. So.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's freaking dope.
Yeah, man.
Costs a lot of money.
So we know, gee, I can only freaking imagine, Jesus Christ, making a movie. So we know that you got places to go. You got stuff to
Dude,
do.
yo,
You're on
yo,
West Coast time.
Yo, all I gotta say is, yo, you're doing like a huge favor for the scene, man. This is like,
Hell yeah.
this is huge, and this is a lot of work, man. I don't see any like true beat like people that actually break in the scene before like embarking in this something this big. Like BBC, yo, they're like a huge company. They're paid to do that stuff, but you're not getting paid to do this. This is like a huge thing, man. Yo, like huge respects, man. That's like, dude, I can't even imagine how hard that is.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I can't imagine either. I know it's only gonna get harder after this, you know. Especially I haven't gone on a plane yet. I haven't even gone on a plane yet.
Yeah, take some medicinal, get on the plane, and hell yeah.
Yo, baby,
Do you have questions for do you have questions on Instagram?
Yeah, yeah. There's one question that we always like to ask our guests, yo. So I guess James, ask that question, including the battle rap too, because that's actually hilarious. Go ahead.
All right, this is our staple question we always ask every guest, no matter who it is. When's the time that you've smoked somebody, and when's the time you've been smoked?
Okay.
Well, for this one, let's do a special. Let's do the battle rap, yo.
Yeah, we can do anything. It could be editing, graffiti, battle rap.
So when is the time you like destroyed a man in battle rap, and when did you get smoked in battle rap?
Or just in breaking, because you're actually dope as shit at breaking too.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's go.
My knees don't allow me to break no more. But
yeah, I feel you.
So rap, the time that I got smoked the worst, I got smoked the worst was in North Carolina. I think that was like my last battle. I was like, yo, he fucked me up. I was like, I know when to quit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know the guy. He was some random dude. But I mean, he won the whole thing. He was good. So like, I give him that. It wasn't like I was trash and he was better trash. He was actually good. So I gotta give him that. And that was in North Carolina. The time that I smoked somebody the worst was in Virginia Beach.
Mm-hmm.
I smoked this girl. Like,
Oh, shit.
it was bad. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty bad. I can't repeat what I said to her because what I did back then was acceptable, but now it's not.
Dude, imagine, yo.
Yeah, it was a battle, man. It is what it is.
Some people still don't understand that concept. That going to a rap battle, there's
everything's on the table, bro.
It's a freaking rap battle. We use words, yo. Come on.
Yeah, I've seen some fucked up shit in some rap battles. I saw like people pull up like their sex tapes. Like girls are battling, they pull up each other's sex tapes. They pull up like nudes that they've leaked. Like
What the?
I've seen some
That's
fuck
terrible.
shit in battles.
Yo,
Like you
Phil,
pull up like
more,
their
baby.
criminal
Let's
records.
go.
Like you snitched here, and they actually show the foot like the picture.
I saw that one. That was Big K. I saw that one.
Yeah, I saw. Yo, people are fucking ruthless in fucking rap. And they do fucking research, bro.
Yo, you gotta research, man.
That's the thing. When I was battling, we had to go off the top with a beat. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't able to take my time and, just let the crowd react and chill. Like I had to keep rapping with the beat, with off the top of the head.
Yeah.
So the way I did it was a little harder. So I'll give myself a little credit on that. But yeah, but regardless whether it's freestyle or if it's written or prepared, it's ruthless. And I got ruthless on Shorty in Virginia Beach, and Homeboy got ruthless on me in North Carolina. And that's just how everything goes full cycle.
How it is, bro.
Damn.
It's crazy.
You gotta take it and you gotta give it.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy you battled the baby from North Carolina. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's from North Carolina.
True.
I
don't
super
listen.
Joke, super joke number one. No, same. I just know he's from Carolina. All right, what are some of the other questions we got? Get away from my shitty joke.
All right, a question like we like to ask all the time, yo. This last one, yo. Does Toprock matter?
Oh my god.
Of course.
You know how competition is now, like, right? Like people just do their like bullshit Toprock and then just go straight to the power moves, yo. Does Toprock really matter in battles?
Toprock matters. I think. Oh,
there you go, James.
actually, you know what? Hold up. You just started okay. Here, this is what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go.
It may not matter if your set is good enough, but it'll only make your set better if you do.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Well,
what I
shit,
said.
James,
That's
you said
basically
Toprock
what I
doesn't matter,
said.
bro.
No, that's basically, and then when I explained it, that's basically what I said. Okay, so
Yeah,
basically,
I mean-
I said like, yeah, okay, we were drunk on a podcast I was saying dumb shit, and I was like, yo, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, Toprock doesn't even matter, bro. And I'm just like, yo, look at everyone who's won so many jams, like name this B-boy, this B-boy, this B-boy, like, or B-girl, well, no, B-girls actually dance. So basically, just B-boys. Like, yo, these motherfuckers aren't dancing; they're just doing crazy gymnastics.
Yeah, my boy Pocket.
So if you really want to win, if you want to win fucking Red Bull, you gotta start going to gyms. You gotta go to a floor with blue floor that's padded. Like, there's no dancing at that point when you're at that level.
See, but here's the thing, and that's the reason why it goes back to full circle again to the beginning of this interview. And when I said, as long as we keep those B-boys accountable, that you didn't dance, you didn't have no flavor, minus fucking points, because this shit isn't just about flips and air flares, because they already have that in the Olympics. That's called gymnastics.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so in order to separate us from them, besides the fact that we share certain moves like flares and air flares, is the fact that we have flavor, we have style, we have originality.
It's a dance,
you know what I'm saying?
baby. It's a dance.
Yeah, yo.
gotta-
Whenever like
you gotta-
those type of B-boys encounter like a real fucking B-boy, it's over. You can't do. You can do as many flips as you want. You get destroyed.
Exactly. I mean, you might win in front of like the middle school kids who don't know shit about it. They might think that you're better because you're so dynamic. But real dancers, real judges, people who are really in the scene know who really wins, because the flavor matters, the style matters, and originality matters. All at the end of the day.
100%.
That's why I always say, like, yo, the B girls now is like they're like the closest thing to actually breaking. Like, yo, they're legit.
You give it 5 more years, bro. You're gonna see like 5-year-old chicks. I mean, you already see like 5-year-old chicks doing air flares and shit. Yo, it's just a matter of time.
That's already happening.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I got to retract what I said about kids in the ciphers, because kids in the ciphers now can fucking smoke the shit out of
us,
me.
bro. We're active in the scene, yo. They'll kill us, yo. Frick. These Japanese kids, bro. These Russian kids, yo. They're on another level.
I ain't stepping out. I'll lose. I'll just be like, all right, I lost. I'll just walk away. I didn't want to see the round. I'm like,
I'm just walking away from the cipher. That's all I'm doing.
And my knees aren't taking it either.
True.
Walking away from the cipher.
Yo, we went full circle, starting about talking about kids, and we ended off complimenting these kids, yo. So that's how we're gonna end this episode. Now, before we end this, yo, would you like to give a shout out to anything? Yo, name drop all those things that you need to say about the how people can donate money to your documentary, your crew, and all that.
Shout out the website, everything.
Okay. All right, let's get my mind together. First off, shout out to LOZ. Shout out to LOZ. That's the squad. You know, they helped me out. They're consulting me throughout this whole thing. Shout out to them. Shout out to my co-producer, Nicole. And then, yes, the website is www.breakinbarriersdoc.com. That's all I'm going to say. Breaking without a G. Just breakinbarriersdoc.com. And you can donate there. There's a big button that says donate. If you can't find it, I don't know what you can.
Don't worry, y'all. It's going to be down there on our video, yo. We're going to link it up.
All right,
appreciate it, guys.
Shout out Nicole.
Really
Hi, Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Oh, snap. Bro, thank you so much, man. You're embarking on a crazy journey for the breaking scene, yo. At the end of the day, yo, I want to see it pay off, yo. It's going to be good, yo.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you, both of you guys. I really do.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
We'll keep in touch, yo. We'll keep in touch 100%. It's just Breaking episode 33 with the homie Trust Real, yo. Support his stuff, yo. Breaking Barriers Doc. Let's go.
Peace.
Peace.